Bellevue starts right now. Oh, indeed it is. And it's the final game of Tennessee's regular season at home against the Vanderbilt Commodores. And the Vanderbilt Commodores, who, kudos where it is due, they have had an impressive season, 9-2 on the year, looking to get their first double-digit win season in the history of their program, which, by the way, they still very well could get. Even if they lose this game to Tennessee, they could still very well get in their bowl game. But they have, one could argue, maybe an outside chance of getting the college football playoff. You're telling me the committee is going to keep a 10-2 SEC team out? We'll see what happens. We'll see if there's enough room for them. The resume is not bad. They lost to Alabama and earlier this year, but beat Missouri, beat LSU when they were ranked, beat South Carolina when they were ranked. Committee takes that into account. Where were the teams that you played when you played them? Well, in this matchup, Vanderbilt Commodores are, playing good football. They're the 14th ranked team in the country. Tennessee's the 19th ranked team in the country. That game's in Knoxville, Neyland Stadium, where, according to Diego Pavia, because we know when you think Tennessee college football, it's the first thing you think. Well, you obviously think about the Vols. You probably think about the Memphis Tigers second, if we're being honest, but Tennessee has run that state. National championships and SEC championships and SEC legends and Peyton Manning and Reggie White and all of these guys. And certainly recent history, they've been a significantly better program despite some lean years. But Diego Pavia seemed to think earlier this year in June on a podcast that the change in the guard is about to be under effect. Take a listen.
Vanderbilt's going to run Tennessee after this year. This is going to be the new staple of college football is going to happen here at Vanderbilt.
Do any of you and the boys ever talk about that? We got to be the state school. Well, we're in Nashville, Tennessee. We're in the Music City. We need to be the brand of Tennessee.
Everyone wants to come to Tennessee because of Nashville. So they want to come to Nashville, so Vanderbilt. And then when we have the most money in NIL, why not come here?
Listen, boy, there's a lot to unpack there. Excuse me. That is true. People do love to come to Nashville. I've been in Nashville multiple times. It is an amazing city. Amazing city. The atmosphere is great. Obviously, the country music and the food's amazing and the atmosphere. And it's especially on weekends, it's a great, great city. And, they're getting a new stadium. The Tennessee Titans are getting a new stadium soon. I hope they get a Super Bowl. Nashville would be an amazing Super Bowl host in the future. Love Nashville. People come to Nashville for a lot of reasons. I can assure you the Vanderbilt Commodores football program is not one of them. I can guarantee you that. But Diego Pavia earlier, we're gonna run the state of Tennessee. When you think college football in the state of Tennessee, you're gonna think Vanderbilt before you think about the Vols. This has very much, to use an NBA example, doesn't this have a Clippers-Lakers vibe to it? Remember 2019 and LeBron was already with LA, but they had Anthony Davis. It's here we go. The Lakers are contender. The Clippers get Kawhi and Paul George. And oh my gosh, they're gonna run through everybody. And Kawhi's got the commercial where he's got the crown, kind of taking a shot at LeBron. It's the Clippers city now. It's a Clippers town. And the Clippers end up blowing a 3-1 lead in the second round. The Lakers go on to cruise to a title in the playoffs. It's the city of LA. It's a Laker city. Now, I'm no Lakers fan. I love the Warriors, but fair is fair. The Lakers run LA. The Vols run the state of Tennessee in college football. Never forget Diego Pavia. And you have been productive. Kudos to you. Diego Pavia this season has been one of the more impressive quarterbacks in the SEC. 26 touchdowns, 6 picks. He's been good. No shade. He's been good this year. But never forget the Vanderbilt Commodores in their history. Do you want to know how many times? Here's a fun bit of trivia. Do you want to know how many times Vanderbilt has won 2 or fewer games in their football history? And by the way, the first year they had 1890, they played 1 game, so that doesn't count. Modern college football era. Do you know how many times Vanderbilt has won 2 or fewer games in their history? Just take a guess. I'll let you. Just play the Jeopardy music in their head. 28 times. 28 times Vanderbilt has won 2 or fewer games. Now, Clark Lee has changed that. Clark Lee is the head coach of this team. By the way, the news broke right before I went on air. He just signed a 6-year extension, which is great news for Vanderbilt. that's another coaching domino. Eli Drinkowitz with Missouri signed an extension. So those are 2 big head coaching dominoes that are off the table. Clark Lee's done a great job. Diego Pavia has been great for the culture of Vanderbilt. Kudos to him. But this man thinks he's just going to walk into Knoxville. See, Vanderbilt played Tennessee last year and Tennessee won. Tennessee actually had to win that game in order to get in the college football playoff. They lost, they were done. If they won, they were in, and they won. This is an opportunity. Vanderbilt still has a shot at the playoff. Not if they lose this game. This is a playoff game for the Vanderbilt Commodores. And this is the first time that one Diego Pavia is going to step foot in Neyland Stadium Saturday afternoon. And to quote one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time, certainly in the last few years, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's first start, or one of his first starts rather, at Oklahoma was on the road. I remember it very well, at Neyland Stadium back in 2015. Oklahoma won that game. But Baker, when asked about the noise at Neyland Stadium, this is what Diego Pavia is walking into. Baker Mayfield, when asked about the noise, quote, "That was probably the best game experience I've ever had and probably ever will have. That's a different type of loud. I can't even describe it. It was unbelievable." He then went on to say that the fans, this is a real quote from Baker, quote, "The fans were a constant oppressive force that made it impossible to communicate and that they had to change their snap count on the first drive." He also said, in terms of the pregame atmosphere, that before the game, the crowd was unbelievable. He said, quote, "The game wouldn't even start for another hour, but those people seemed to think that it was kickoff." That's what Diego Pavia is walking into. And if, listen, I'm not going to be, I'm in Florida, so I'm going to be at the game in Knoxville tomorrow. But if the Tennessee, people working the scoreboard and the Jumbotron, all that, are smart, play that bite that I just played. Play that podcast clip of Diego Pavia saying, "Yeah, this is going to be our state now." Okay. Say, careful what you wish for, buddy, because this is a team. And this game is not just going to come down to Diego Pavia. It's going to come down to that Vanderbilt defense, which has not been good. Gave up 38 points to Auburn. At home, by the way. Gave up 38 points to Auburn, 34 points to Texas, 30 to Alabama, 24 to LSU, which is like giving up 30 to anybody else. Gave up 35 points to Utah State. Was Jordan Love playing for them? What's going on? Vanderbilt does not have a good defense. And against Joey Aguilar and the Vols, who got a huge, you can say Florida's terrible, and they are terrible, but got a big monkey off the back of the Tennessee football program. Had not won against the Florida Gators in the swamp in 22 years. And Diego Pavia and those Vols walked in there and got a W. He's doing the Gator chomp. It was beautiful to see. So this offense is playing with full confidence. Didn't have to score a point in the second half and still won easily. Senior day, Joey Aguilar, even though he's been in Tennessee for 1 year, is going to get a huge ovation from the crowd. He's been amazing for this program. Was our emergency plan after Nico transferred and is beloved by Ball Nation. He's going to want to go out with the win. Tennessee, what was supposed to be a rebuilding year, he finished 9-3. Okay, he'll take that. So when it's all said and done, give me the Big Orange, baby, and give me the Big Orange comfortably. 41-24 over Vanderbilt. The Commodores have a terrible defense. Tennessee's going to expose them all afternoon. And Diego Pavia, you talked a lot of smack, buddy, about Vanderbilt running the state. Okay. Well, isn't that the beauty of sports? Max Kellerman said it best years ago. The players write their own script. This isn't Hollywood. This isn't, a TV show or a movie where it's planned in advance. Sports, it happens spontaneously. Happens in real time. You'll get to prove your get your opportunity to prove that you are the best quarterback in college football in the state of Tennessee and that Vanderbilt is the program, even though they never won double-digit games in their program history in the state of Tennessee. Okay. If you win tomorrow, you could be in the playoff. But that's obviously not going to happen because you are Vanderbilt, we are Tennessee, and we are going to dominate you. That is it for this week's edition of the Vol View. And I'm telling you, I am just... usually when the schedule comes out every year, and the schedule is going to look a little bit differently in the SEC moving forward because you only have the three rivalry games every year. For Tennessee going forward, it's going to be Alabama, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. But each year, back when Tennessee played in the SEC East, so prior to Oklahoma and Texas joining the conference, you look at the schedule and you're like, oh man, Georgia, that's tough. And Alabama, Florida, oh my gosh. And you look at the schedule, South Carolina's good. And okay, Kentucky's giving us problems and da-da-da. And it's like, okay, Vanderbilt, that's a win. It's like that. You get to the last game, okay, that's a win. We know we're going to beat Vanderbilt. But they want to bump them gums. They want to talk. Okay, they've had a good season. Listen, they've had a good year. They're 14th ranked in the country. They've earned that. 9-2. Could get their first double-digit win in the history of the program. Kudos. Respect. But any chance they had at making the playoff, that's going to come to a screeching halt on Saturday afternoon against the Tennessee Vols. Joey Aguilar is going to show the best quarterback in the state of Tennessee is. Tennessee's defense is going to get a couple of turnovers, have some short fields, and Tennessee's offense is going to cook that Commodores defense. Love it. They ain't got the best coach in their state. Clark Lee's a great coach. He's not Josh Heupel. And they ain't got the best quarterback. Diego Pavia's great. He ain't Joey Aguilar. And you'll see that tomorrow in Neyland Stadium. Again, Baker Mayfield said it best. It is Neyland Stadium when it gets loud. He said, I can't even describe it. It was unbelievable. It's called the fans a constant oppressive force. That's what Diego Pavia is walking into. This isn't Vanderbilt with your stadium that I think recently just got constructed, the new renovations. I mean, in the last few years, Vanderbilt's playing, and anytime you saw like a field goal or an extra point, you saw you saw a bulldozer and dirt and piles, and like that ain't Neyland Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. This guy has the audacity. He's like, people want to come to Nashville. Oh, they want to come to Nashville. It ain't for you, buddy. It is not for your football program. There's a lot of great things in Nashville. Music's great, food's great, and they got the Titans and the Predators. They got sports, obviously, and they got a lot of things going for Nashville. The Commodores football team is like the Commodores are as important to Nashville as like the Yankees are important to the Red Sox or the city of Boston. I mean, it's like maybe not the Yankees. As a small market baseball team is going to Boston or LA or New York, it's like it's an afterthought. Like, oh yeah, it's cute. The Colorado Rockies or the A's or like, oh, cute. Every time Tennessee goes on the road to play Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt fans always without a beat get outnumbered. I would venture to guess. This shows where the Vanderbilt Commodores football program is. I love this. If you took a poll. And usually, if you've heard some of my discussions at times on politics, I despise polls. But if you were to poll the city of Nashville, I would just about guarantee you there are more Tennessee fans in Nashville than there are with the Vanderbilt Commodores. Well, let's keep it a bug. There are. That is not how it goes in the city of Nashville. So Tennessee's going to get the job done against Vanderbilt. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Thanks so much for watching the show on YouTube, and be sure to go click that big red subscribe button and check out the other clips and full shows from Carving It Up Live, as well as our other incredible content creators here on the Grid Network.